Alright, I didn't feel like recording a second video over this weekend whatsoever, but here it is. It's gonna be with narrowed down commentary as well. My voice got better. I played yesterday some games with a creator that I added to my creators that I watch panel on the side of my channel. His name's Unwise. And I was able to talk for quite a lengthy time period. I think it was 2 hours, maybe even 3. But it was sporadic chat, or sporadic, like scarce chat. My voice didn't crack or anything though, but at the end I didn't feel all that well when it comes to terms of talking. What was I even going for? Well, either way, what I'm trying to say is my voice got better, but it's still not the best, especially not for some voice acting. So I'm gonna delay Malfurion's quest, which in reality I shouldn't because it got, you know, since it was finished, I don't think anyone has recorded the Highborn side of Malfurion's quest yet. But, you know, that's just a bad decision on my part, I guess. Either way. A few months later, the Scourge's armada reached Lordaeron's territorial waters. Arthas and company anchored the ships at home. Arthas and company anchored the ships at some nearby islands and began formulating the plans for invading Lordaeron. Such is the description of Chapter 5, A Stroll Down the Memory Lane. Right. Ah.
Tread lightly. Speak, fool. No one orders.
I'm unlocking upgrades even though I can't research anything. But I guess something's gonna go awry. In other words, it's not gonna go as planned. Alright. Cryptlord Plaguebringer. Noth is a new addition along with these 2 upgrades.
At last.
I have no idea what to expect from them though. Maybe I would if I wanted to come up with some sort of idea, but I don't really want to. Oh, hello. Does he have a life-stealing attack? No. But he can self-heal, yes? Yes. Alright. I thought it wouldn't work, because these are immune to magic. Actually quite costly, but also quite powerful, right? Oh wait, what's that? Ah! This mission is gonna take fucking forever, and I got only about an hour because I still have one homework that I want to finish before I depart for college. Because it would get hectic trying to finish it in the remaining time that I'll have after I arrive. And another which I need to pay attention to once I arrive.
At last.
Damn. Sometimes I wish I never went to study. Rather work and don't have any fucking homeworks to pay attention to. But oh well. I made my choice. Either way, none of these really pose challenge. So it's only a question of how much am I willing to spend on these in terms of resources, etc. Because I think Arthas is, except for mana burners, pretty much prepared to fight anything and anyone.
This is more like it. Speak, fool. Finally.
Can he? Alright.
At last.
Probably can't pass through here, right?
Frostmourne hungers.
So this is probably gonna have multiple parts, but I'll record probably just the
Finally.
first hour.
This is more like it.
Oh, hello. Why would I buy a
Our
ship?
forces are under attack.
No idea.
No one orders me around.
Lots of gold for these.
Speak.
Very nice.
Tread lightly. Ah, at last.
There we go.
This
Come
is
here.
more like it.
I think there might be some things hidden around the map, but I'm not exactly sure about that. But lots of space to explore. I approve. Hopefully also lots of content and not just the raining to show off.
What is it?
Oh, I
at
saw
last.
that.
Frostmourne.
Wait, what the hell is going on here?
Our forces are under
There's,
attack.
if there's a gold mine, then this is probably meant as an expansion.
This is more like it. No one orders me around. What is it now? At last.
How much does it actually? Oh,
This is
300
more
already.
like it.
Oh yeah, because he's level 5.
At last. Tread lightly. This is more like it. Your pain shall be legendary.
Yeah, okay.
Now, Frostmourne.
Test. There we go, okay.
For the Lich
I just wanted to test whether there were some audio issues, or whether there were potentially audio issues. Because last time I had microphone problems, it was due to
at last.
friggin' Windows updating their system, or releasing an update for those that use their system there.
Faithless coward.
And I was checking it because last time the audio level seemed a bit high in OBS, but I thought it was regular, or like not out of the ordinary, but turns out it was, so I think I'd be able to tell now,
Forces are under attack. No one
now
orders
with
me
what I know. Just looking at the audio tracking in OBS. The gate's gonna be very powerful.
This is more.
I think that exploring the map fully will reward me quite a lot. I'm glad that it's not a macro level, or like no, it is a mac. It probably will be because there's multiple bases already, at least 2, and I think there will be more, unless I'm supposed to fight Sylvanas. Who knows whether that's gonna happen or not. But regardless, I have nothing against exploration. Actually, maybe with all the items I'm gonna get, maybe I should explore all of these, but
Speak, fool. At last.
right now I'm not being pushed
This
by
is
anyone
what-
or anything.
Finally.
So I
What
think
is it?
now is the optimal time to explore. Not all of the heroes are benefiting from the
at last.
exploration. And not all of the heroes... Well, you know, 3 other heroes aren't benefiting from this. They're not getting experience. And I will have to backtrack with Nov eventually if I'll want to pick up items that the creeps leave behind. But from a standpoint of how useful this is, when I do it now compared
No
to
one orders me
when the
around.
base on base phase
This is
begins,
more like it.
now is a lot better.
Your pain shall be legendary.
Because I'm not under any pressure. There's always the chance of getting attacked by air units even when doing these creeps, you know, like far away from your base, because a number of times now the enemies have prioritized attacking wherever the hero was instead of attacking the base. So it could happen. And how do you get away by then? Yeah, because I expect that I won't always have the invulnerable transport ship, so... Also, why is it invulnerable? One would want to think that the defenses of Sylvanas will be hostile, or the units will be hostile, which is why you can see that you can go with the ship on the into the shallow water and, you know, get Arthas out of the ship. It's kind of suspicious about that. I mean, I suspect something. I'm not suspicious. I suspect something. I find that to be suspicious. Also, I'm gaining resources now, which will allow me to perhaps have a head start economy-wise later. So, it's always good. Always. I like that this seems like it's not gonna force, but you can always use air units. But I like that there's the implication that you won't be able to get everywhere on land, although there are connections between the areas. I can cheat in some health. There we go. It's actually very expensive, the death pulse, so I'm not gonna use it. I'm actually probably gonna eat the potion though. I'm not getting low on mana, not by any means, because I can cast the coil, like soon I'll be able to cast it 6 times. But if I do this, I'm suddenly able to cast it not twice as much, because that cost 450, but like 1.5, maybe 1 3/4 as much as before.
No one orders me around.
Hello, group up.
This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers.
Oh yeah. Come over here. These are lots of gold as well.
Faithless coward. Tread lightly. This is more like it.
And also the tomes are great. That said, maybe I could, you know, give the tomes to other heroes, but Arthas is the hero I started with, so Arthas is the hero I'll give the tomes to. It doesn't always mean that the hero you start with is the hero the campaign is centered about, but based on the picture that this campaign was assigned by its creator on Hive Workshop,
this is more like it.
and also the fact you start with Arthas, well, it's the first hero you get your hands on, I would want to guess I'll get to use Arthas the most, and he will have the most significance in the campaign, so I'm just gonna give all the tomes to him. So right now I'm missing 850 health, and I'm missing only 120 instead of 250, because this heals for 600. That's why I do all these. Ah, fuck off. I might, I don't like having my mana burn. Let's test this. Oh, it does chaos damage, that's nice. Does it actually spawn any skeleton? Oh, it does. I heard that.
At last. Frostmourne.
Yes, get blocked. Are they powerful? No, they're not.
Speak, fool.
But they do benefit from upgrades. So that's nice. These have immolation. They're not a concern. The other ones are, however. Oh, the gate is immune to spells. Has fortified armor and does chaos damage and spawns skeletons which tank for it. And can also act as a blockade. A temporary at best, but they're very useful. An ability for 200 mana is able to take out 2 level 3 revenants and a large fire revenant without any trouble whatsoever, and still have half of its lifetime remaining. Can I set a rally point for this thing? Oh yes I can. Yes you can. Nothing is impossible. Wait. I sense a pattern. It's either set to kill them when they get too far. Oh wait, there's ER5. ER5. There, fuck off. It's either set to kill them when they get too far,
this is more like
or there is something which kills units that get near. Okay. So there's Gobs of Haste. I should Remember that.
For the Lich King.
So this can be combined. I thought as much. This can't, however, so... It's a shame, maybe I should have deployed it halfway, but I had no idea that they were here. Alright, how much is this?
At last.
200, and if I drop both of these it's gonna be even more, but I don't want to waste any time. So we're gonna have a look. Oh, hello. Let's kill the assassins. Those are the deadly ones. Oh shit, they dispelled my... Ah. Damn it. If only I hadn't bumped into them.
This is more like it.
Lost my clarity effect.
Faithless coward. This is more like it.
Alright, let's heal up.
At last.
Let's go back in.
This is more like it. At last.
You could say I'm wasting resources by doing this, but I'm also gaining. I've gained 900 gold since the start of the mission, and I don't have a base yet. Alright, they're doing a bit too much damage. Watch how he's gonna trigger the Divine Shield on the last second. Oh, never mind. Okay. Okay.
Speak.
I hope that none of these smaller items like Slippers of Agility can be combined.
Finally.
I hope not.
This is more like it.
Yeah. Good.
Finally.
They are of minor importance.
Finally.
You know.
This is more like it. At last.
And I don't think I would want to equip them on any of my heroes. Maybe on an off if I find no other items.
What is it now?
Dang it.
Finally.
Oh well.
Tread lightly.
Hello.
Frostmourne hungers. No one orders.
Level 8 wizard, huh?
Finally.
You know what I'm trying to do is find tomes, find hidden things, and also scout the map to see where should I look for expansions and where should I expect enemies to attack from, and what parts of the map are connected between each other. You know, interconnected. Intertwined, I think is the word. Not sure. This looks like Tol Barad. Doesn't it? No, it probably doesn't, but it reminds me of it.
Finally.
If there's gonna be a base, there's probably gonna be... Right, I can do this. If there's gonna be a base, there's probably gonna be many more things to kill. So killing these with just Arthas won't hurt, will it? Let's do this so I'm also damaging the renegades. Alright, that's about one. It's almost 50% of the map. It's currently like 43% of the map explored so far.
Tread lightly.
Oh yes.
For the Lich.
Give me that.
What is it?
So 2 gold mines
Speak, fool.
of a combined value of 25,000. I'm currently at 2117 gold, I guess. 16, damn it. It's one off.
Finally. At last.
And there's spiders over here. I'm not exactly sure how interesting is it for you, the viewers, whenever there's this type of mission.
Finally.
But for me, it's sometimes more interesting. Well, sometimes. For me, it is more interesting than just... Was there anything? I think there was sludges here, right? Yeah. For me, it's more interesting than just playing a macro map. Wait, which one of you... Oh. Oh. I know I can get into the ship, which I probably will do. It's just... There, no, thy shall burn it. The dog is back. And he's making some noise. I don't think you'll be able to hear it, but I hear it, and it's kind of distracting me. And by noise, I mean, for example, right now he's just rubbing his face against the bed. doing all kinds of weird things.
At last, Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This
Yeah,
is more
alright.
like it.
Spidering gives you 50 gold. Speaking of gold and things, I'm probably gonna buy a Orb of Corruption for Nov as well, unless I find a different one. Maybe I'm gonna buy one for Arthas even, although it's gonna be
No one orders me around.
conflicting with Frostmourne. Oh no. The Armor of Ages. You know, because it takes the attacker ages to attack again after they get affected by the slow effect.
Speak, fool.
No? Okay, fine.
No one orders me around. Speak,
I would
fool.
expect that to be able to combine with the Cloak of Flames though. Hey, maybe I should drop the item and see whether in its description, when it's an item on the ground, whether it says then that it can be combined.
What is it? At last.
No, it
Tread
doesn't.
lightly. Finally.
Are you done? Nope, he's
This
not.
is more like it.
Round 2 just began.
Finally.
Oh, very nice. Thank you for those
At
resources.
last. Traitorous coward.
Might make a use of that actually.
This is more like it.
Especially
At
for the mana
last.
purposes.
This is more
It
like
doesn't restore as much mana, but
Finally.
yes. So
This is more
in this part of the mission, I just gathered. Well, I gathered almost 1600 gold and 250 wood.
Speak.
That is a good head start.
No one orders me around.
So I would want to find some of the items to combine them with, or something that, because I would want some more inventory space on Arthas, but because can't drop this thing and it's always
No
going to be
one
taking
orders
up one
me
slot.
around. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last.
It always feels like those potions which restore something over time restore a lot more than they actually do. It's probably not the case because you gotta factor in that over the course of the X over time restoration, there's also the natural, and for heroes also boosted regeneration kicking in. It still, regardless, it feels like a lot more. I'm just trying to unveil this bit of the map. I was thinking of drawing something. I still can. There, top-notch artist right there. Alright, fine. So, there's probably nothing in here, but as said, one can never be sure. There could always be a very tiny island with bandits on it or something. Or in the case of there, sludges. Alrighty, there seems to be a piece of land right there. Except for the edges of the map, you know. I think a tiny island wouldn't be put on the edge of the map. Might be mistaken, but I think for the most part it wouldn't be the case. I think I recall that I wanted to lower the audio of the game a bit, didn't I? Just remembered to do that. 2.2 will do. Instead of, you know, minus 2.2 instead of minus 1.9. Because I think my voice wasn't as loud. It may have been to the position of the microphone in the last video though, or previous. But... Right, so the ship is invulnerable. Where does the land begin other than here? Yeah, those are friendly and they're invulnerable. Let's save in case it decides to crash. Alright, nothing. I haven't checked what's on that island though, if anything. Alright, nothing there. What am I gonna do with the resources? Not a whole lot of lumber. Well, you know, inside the base. There is an opening, but I would have to unsummon the pit. That's not as bad, but if you lumber that out, then enemies can land over there, and it's actually exposing yourself when you have a already defended entrance. That's not really all that good. Not so sure about the significance of this area, since, you know, you can't build anything. Maybe with meat wagons and a sacrificial skull, one could place a graveyard. Or defenses, but defenses aren't really gonna do jack shit unless you have some custom naval defenses, you know, ground to water defenses. Because regular defenses just get either outranged by these, or they crush these. But even these would do significant damage to the towers. Oh, hello. Whoa, that's a big murloc. That's a big fish. Very large fish indeed. Healing wards, oh come on. Well, otherwise, I mean, in other scenarios they could perhaps be good, but right now I'm not looking for fucking healing wards.
What is it now?
There we go. Nothing else than the healing wards. Okay. Hello, I'm on my way. Where are the friggin' enemies? If it's like one island in each corner, then that means there's gonna be enemies over here. Wait, if you actually look through the fog of war, there are town buildings. I don't see any hostile doodads. Maybe this, you know, not hostile, like destroy doodads. Oh, I can buy a shredder. Do I want to do that?
What is it now?
I could then free up the supply from ghouls. Oh wait, I can't. I can't buy. I can't reveal. But as far as I know, the humans are friendly. But to who? Damn, they have a huge base.
What is it?
Really huge. Stone token ain't bad, but it's not something I would want.
What is it now?
These golems take forever.
Speak.
I'm surprised that they haven't turned to clay golems, huh? Get it? Because fire, flame, plus mud equals clay? No? Never mind.
At last. Frostmourne.
I don't know why does everyone
Finally.
take on the approach of,
At last.
you know, when recording by themselves and
This is
making
more like
jokes
it.
by themselves, also these kinds of jokes like,
Frostmourne hungers.
oh, did you get it? No?
This is more
I'll show myself out. Show myself out.
Finally.
Why do they always take on the approach of,
Tread lightly.
nobody got it, I failed? It's not really that the
No one orders
case,
me
but
around.
not everyone finds the same things funny, because humor is subjective. And fun is subjective. And although the creator may think that their fan base, hey guys, don't mind me, I'm just sailing through. Although the creator may think that their fans will appreciate a joke, someone could be in a bad mood that day, or when they watch the video, or just be fed up with those jokes in general. And I guess it's always safer to assume that also they have one upgrade on armor. I guess it's always safer to assume that the joke failed rather than, wow, that was so funny, haha, you know, that kind of approach. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with either, but Also, who the fuck am I gonna be fighting? As I said, there's 4 corners.
Speak.
And that's it. I
No
can't
one
buy
orders
from
me
these though. I
around.
can't see the shop.
Speak, fool.
So either they're gonna get ambushed, or Sylvanas will turn against me, or humans will turn against me, or both will turn against me. And in that case, humans have a much larger base than the undead do.
No one orders
And I
me
think they're
around.
situated... Yeah,
more
they're
like
very
it.
close to each other.
Ah, at last.
However, the humans don't have any defenses in the way of undead. They're like open. So I think what's gonna happen is,
Finally.
as I said, either one of them joins me,
This is
or they
more
both
like
decide to fuck me over. I don't
Speak,
actually
fool.
remember. Does the Scourge that
No one
Arthas is a
orders me
member of want to
around.
eradicate all life?
Frostmourne hungers.
No, they're mining by 10.
What is it now? This
Because
is
by
more
that logic, it would mean that Sylvanas won't join because Sylvanas is helping the humans.
At last. This is more like it.
Well, I think I know what happens now. They're probably gonna both go after me. Who the fuck am I gonna take this on? Have I seen a yes? So there will be frost worms. Frost worms, as I said
Speak, fool.
a few times in a video, certain video a long while ago. So, but that means,
Frostmourne
how do I...
hungers. Finally.
Am I gonna really have to make a mix of fiends and gargoyles?
What is it now?
Are they also mining by 10? Yeah.
No
I think
one
if it were
orders
an
me
enemy
around.
AI, they wouldn't mine by 10.
Frostmourne hungers.
But this space is fucking
This is more
massive.
like it.
There's 2 castles in here, it's pretty crap.
At
There's no
last.
units, to be fair.
Finally.
So I think...
Speak, fool.
Well, they have 2 now.
Tread
Oh
lightly.
shit.
What is it now?
So it is
This
just
is
a
more
regular
like it.
AI running.
Speak,
Muradin.
fool.
Yeah, he probably won't
At
like
last.
Arthas.
This is more like it.
Okay then. Are there any side quests? No.
At last. This is
Yeah.
more like it.
I think the humans will be against.
At last.
They're running a... So there seems to be running a regular AI. I thought for a second that I saw the eyes to be shining. So the AI already has level 2 of building armor and health.
Tread lightly.
And they do have defenses set only in the way of the water, not really at the bottom of the base. You know, this is like open. And I can just sail in. So that means that the
Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
undead... No, they also have... Fuck.
Speak, fool.
I think I'm gonna be facing both. That's not really gonna be fun.
No one orders me around.
Or as said, there's gonna be like a maelstrom's gonna open and everyone's gonna get attacked by Naga or something. Doesn't seem all that unrealistic,
last.
considering the amount of water on the map. But if there's
Ah,
another town,
at
yeah, there's another
last.
Hall of the Dead, and there's one other. Both of
This
the
is
bases
more
are pretty
like
much mirrored,
What is it now?
pretty much, and they have no units.
Finally. This
They
is
only
more
have
like it.
buildings. What could that imply? For it to be
Finally.
more fair than unfair, they'll start with no units
at
and they'll gain
last.
units as
Speak,
they'll
fool.
gain units as I trigger that. In other words,
What is it now?
they'll only start training
This is
once
more
I
like
trigger
it.
them.
Finally. At last.
I think it's a bit disheartening
This is
because I
more
was
like
hoping
it.
there wouldn't be anything.
No
What?
one orders me around.
Masters already? A fucking level
Speak,
10?
fool.
Meanwhile, I'm in here sitting with a level 6. I mean, to be fair, I have a lot more stats, but
at
this bitch has some
last.
charm. So, well, I guess I'll take it.
Frostmourne hunger.
Is it recording? I think it is. So I'm recording later because the dog was feeling somewhat sickly and he decided to do something in my room, and we just had to clean it up, and afterwards I didn't have enough time to do anything other than pack my things, so I was thinking whether I should say that or not, because I know it's something I wouldn't want to know, but maybe, well, maybe. I think that there's a possibility that the absence of face cam during the cinematic, which I re-recorded, probably raised some eyebrows, if nothing else. So that's why I added it in the end, anyway. Probably gonna need like one more ship at least, if nothing else. This is enough for one ship, isn't it? 8? Oh no, it's 10. But yeah, it is still enough. Alright, because the full control group is 12, isn't it? Yeah, 6, 12. Alright. So that means, if I'm against... Banshees with possession might be real good here. I can try to just borrow any tanky melee that the enemies decide to throw at me. And as for their weak backline, well, that's all it'll ever be, weak backline, so I can just deal with it pretty easily. That said, I could go into low upkeep, but since I'm versus 2 enemies, and I don't know what do they want to attack as of yet, in other words, what will they prioritize? Am I gonna? No, I'm gonna stay on low upkeep for now. Don't have that much gold left in the mine. So this is gonna be a... What group did I put the ships on? 9? Am I high? No. It's gonna go into group 3. 9 becomes 3. Oh wait, did I get a statue? Oh yeah, I did. I got another statue. Nice. Wait, another? No, I got only one. Whatever. What's that? Oh right, I forgot, because I can upgrade this. And I can do special upgrades. Armor plus 2 to all friendlies is very nice. Alright, so I will be on the defensive here. Well, on the defensive. I'll be on my guard until I do some of the upgrades. It is very costly, but it doesn't take up any supply, and it could severely help me break through the enemy, the defending enemies. Alright, let's get that. Should probably also up the necromancers if possible.
Make your choice.
Damn. I'm eating through my wood reserves like as I'm not an American, but I've heard an American say so. I'm eating through my wood reserves like, and now comes the line, a fat kid through a cookie store. You know. Not necessarily a comparison I would use, but it does. It does fit. Reduces armor by 5 for 10 seconds. Very nice. Why does Nov, an undead necromancer, have fell energy, may I ask? Those other two are, you know, they're fine, but this is kind of out of the blue, I would say. Alright. Oh, really? From Corpse of the Crypt Fiend. This is very nice. Very nice. Ghouls. I mean, those upgrades, they're nothing crazy. They're balanced, I think. So far, the most abusable seems, to me, to be bone hardening. But the AI very often has dispels and priests and things. So, even that is, I would say, limited. Alright, I'll probably have to go into low upkeep if I want to do things. I'll tell you this. I'll get a tanky front line of my own, but I'll stick banshees behind that so that the enemies can't steal them. That means I'll also have to upgrade armor, right? But you see, the thing is, I shouldn't though,
Finally, the dead shall serve.
because
Speak, the restless dead await. Tread lightly.
well, actually I should. What am I saying? I should, but I wanted to say I shouldn't upgrade melee armor first. I should upgrade the ranged armor probably, because heavy versus medium. I don't know how much will I have trouble with enemies melee, but you know, probably not as much. Well, we'll have to wait and see though. Never mind. I just kind of lost the thread, so to speak. In all this time, I could have been traveling around with Noth, collecting items. Well, let's go ahead and do that, shall we? I think some of the items include mana scrolls and I don't know what else. Reason why I haven't sent ships with acolytes off to the sides yet is because I'm not sure what will the AI attack. And it's not like it would be a small investment of $1 billion. It would be it's like 250 wood, 350 gold, plus 5 acolytes. That's what, 700? 700 gold and 250 wood, potentially lost on both of these, because imagine how many resources it would take to build up some kind of defense that would last long enough until I would teleport, and I would also have to buy teleport scrolls, which I actually might do because
My might cannot be matched.
What is it now?
yeah,
My talents
I'll buy a teleport scroll for Noth, because no one else has free inventory slot.
Orders me around.
Where was the shop? Up here? Yes, over there. This isn't... like, this base has so many security holes, it's astonishing. And imagine AI would be coded to destroy walls. I'd be done for. Nov doesn't have a lot of health, so I'll just buy that.
What is it now? What does the shadow
Wait, did I get another statue? Oh no. I mean, not a statue, but did I get another?
The restless
Oh,
dead
shit.
await.
proceed.
What is it now?
We're gonna do a switch. Onto the ship you go, and I'll need another transport, I just realized. And I also need the master training for banshees. Hey, can you get on?
By your word,
Thank you.
so be it. Make your choice.
What was the fiend doing? Oh wait, no. Was it?
The dead shall serve.
I think that fiend which was waiting here on the edge was of the group too, with Noth and...
Dead await.
oh, get it.
The dead
Whatever.
shall serve.
So, 3 becomes 4, this becomes 3. And since I have most of what I want researched, and what I don't will soon be researched, where do I attack? Probably over here, because they're like 4 bases, so you know, that's not gonna be fun to deal with. And maybe I should have maxed out on 80 supply, since I've already gone into low upkeep. Probably should have. Yeah, should have. Damn it. But I'm trying to use...
Research complete.
well, trying. Basically what I'm doing is, if it fails, I'll just reload, because trying to recover from all of this would be too costly. If it succeeds, well, do I have to say what's gonna happen afterwards? If it succeeds, it succeeds. Not much else to add. Oh shit. Destroy them all, kill everything. Oh, that went well. Except for Alright, I was thinking I would lose the Necromancer there for a minute. And I probably will lose things because I'm disorganized as fuck. I don't even have web research. I knew I forgot something. This is gonna be one painful of a mission. I mean, one painful of a reset. What the hell is that? Excuse me? What is this damage? I'm not gonna... maybe? Hey, where did the noob go? Heal him. There. Funny thing is, I might still be able to pull it off. Heal him! Ooh. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to do it. Then I realized, hold the fuck up. I still have an army. Oh my. Is this a nice surprise? Not really a surprise though. Oh, here they come. I don't know whatsoever what's going on, but it's fine by me. We're beating them. And that is all that matters at this very moment. Oh, I'm losing Banshees, I hear that. Oh yeah, I lost only one so far. Nice. Hey, none of them have any mana. Great. Where's Kel'Thuzad? There. Hey. You. Oh wait, the Banshee died in the meantime. Okay. I haven't lost the meat wagons. Ah, shit. So, what we're gonna do... Oh yeah, and I'm getting beetles for free, basically. Where's the statue at? Get him! Alright, I think I won. I beat them all. That was just a BM scroll, because I definitely didn't need to use it. Cool, alright. I need to heal my backline. Thank you very much. I lost another fiend, but... Oh wait, no, that wasn't mine. Alright. Just like Vanos Gaming, I'm gonna just say alright. Whenever and oh, no. I do not approve of you requisitioning my units. Bitch. Oh no! My siege! Oh wait, I actually still haven't researched where is the crypt? There it is. Destroy them all! Wait, this is gonna hit air as well, isn't it? Oh, I'm not exactly sure whether it did or not, but it doesn't matter. Ooh, leave that meat wagon be. Yeah, heroes are good enough with anti-air. Who would have thought, right? Ah, Infernals. They're not bad. Actually, they're actually balanced. Yeah, very nice. Alright, enough fucking around. I'm gonna send these back, because if I ever need to get out fast, well, ships aren't gonna do it. Get some more, I haven't lost a single Necromancer, have I? Oh, I have. A single Necromancer and a single Banshee. Could have been much worse. And I lost only... I heard that. Fucking B. Has she converted anything of mine? I don't think she did. Oh, I keep on pressing 3. Right. 4 is gonna stay. Nov is getting back mana incredibly fast. There we go. Very nice. Oh wait, no, I wanted to do this. He got only 50 mana back from that, but it could have been much. He also could have lost mana from that. There. Oh yeah, I did click it. I did order the meat wagon to attack a tree. Oh. Imagine my shot. They also last a very long while. They're very formidable fighters. They don't benefit from upgrades. I like them quite a lot. They attack. Their attacks are powerful yet slow. They have hardened skin resistance. That's a balanced ultimate, and also, in my opinion, a fun one. Nice design there. I approve. Alright, load up the reinforcements. Speaking of reinforcements, can I actually even load the units? There we go. They got stuck again, so I was just referring to that. It was obvious I was gonna be able to load them eventually. These are some sort of buffed beetles, aren't they? Oh yeah, that's a level 2. That ultimate is pretty powerful. Pretty powerful. They also have spike shot. So they really only get fucked by piercing damage. Right. Do I dare or do I not? I think the answer is no. Slow that up. If I don't lose the wagon, I can probably make some significant pushes. If I do lose them, if I do lose it, I can still make some significant pushes. Just look at this. The A-bombs are completely stomping any... There we go. Oh, you wish. You wish. Yeah, that's a proximity cast, but it has a pretty wide aerial effect. Healing up. Where was the A-bomb? Oh, it was somewhere off in the distance. Okay. Very nice. I think that's a... What do you call it? I'm gonna lose that. Am I not? Let's put him out of the group. Ha! You wish! Oh yeah! Speaking of which, let's have a little of that. That ship will be just stopped. Oh yeah, I forgot this, but it's fine. Alright, the wagon is still in one piece. Or in as many pieces as a contraption made out of wood, bones and flesh be. You know, in as many pieces as possible. Alright, that's still intact. This has been adding a lot of damage. Although the abominations are doing a very nice work against the AI. And I didn't even need to use anti-magic shell on the banshees, which is what I originally intended to get them for, but then realized, hey, hold on, if you remove the front line of humans and undead, what do they have? Well, fiends, but the Forsaken don't... Actually, they do have fiends, but they didn't seem to have many. And I would be able to crush them regardless because of spells and heroes. So if you take possible abominations away from Forsaken, they're pretty shit. And if you take knights away, they really only have... Although the humans did surprise me, but if you take knights away, the only thing that's gonna work is mass riflemen with priests. And what's that gonna do against like, spells and burst damage and more spells and more burst damage, so...
Our forces are under attack.
Unload it. The banshees should be healed by now. Yeah, kind of. 4 becomes 5, 3 becomes 4, and 2 becomes 3, so I don't keep on fucking reselecting transport ships to go and attack. In other words, so I don't keep on reissuing them orders. Do these take up any supply? I don't think they do. Also, this is a...
At last.
Oh yeah, this is a beetle spawned from a dead Crypt Fiend. The 410 health ones are from the ultimate. I mean, this is a... It's a cool ultimate. I like it. I like it quite a lot. It also kind of adds some more significance to his title of the Traitor King. You know, that he still lords over some units, some Nerubians. Undead Nerubians, but fucking powerful Nerubians. But weak to ranged. They do have a weakness. They're not that crazy if you don't give them corpses. And if you swarm them, they die. Albeit it'll take some serious effort to get them to die in the first place, but I think that's a very good ultimate for a custom project. Very good. As for the others, I've seen the Abyss Gate before, it was just called something else. Not really impressed there. I would have hoped that Arthas would have something with Raising Dead, because you know, he went over the Lordaeron and he raised his captains as undead, and raised all the population of Lordaeron as undead. I wouldn't necessarily want to see him like raise undead villagers and peasants, no. What I mean by that is, perhaps if he raised Falric and Marwyn, perhaps it would be more thematic, but I realized that it's not about thematic, unthematic, it's about useful, not useful, cool, uncool, but still. I think of Arthas is that something more... The ultimate is incredibly powerful, don't get me wrong. I think it could even beat... well, perhaps not. If you gave the gate some time to spawn skeletons, I think the gate could beat an Uberak's ultimate. But even still, it's a structure that does chaos damage and spawns for units, which benefit from upgrades, including the 70 health and attack speed, which combine that and it's probably an amazing... Well, it is an amazing ultimate, but what I'm trying to get at is... I would be just more glad if he had something which fits the hero design. Because what Flower Fairy seems to have been going for in here is a very independent hero, which doesn't need to rely on Blight or Death Pact or killing his own units. Because later on in World of Warcraft, when Death Knights were introduced, they were able to heal themselves with a coil or heal friendlies, which, you know, is here. It's a very powerful... As a result of that being the case, of him being able to self-heal, it's a very powerful hero. He also has weak and expensive AoE, but he does have it because, you know, that kind of show points at Arthas being able to kill or dish out damage in multiple directions than just one, which I think is fitting for someone that's supposed to be a champion of the Lich King, but that's only my opinion. Then he has Unholy Ore, which is probably the most boring one, and although it is fitting, I think it could have been something more exciting. And then the ultimate, which also could have been more exciting. But as said, that's all in my opinion. I haven't made a campaign, so I'm just talking about it. And hey, why don't I just have a look at the other kids too? And Uberak is... I never really use Dig Shift, because why would I dig him away when I can just heal him for 600 for 75 mana? And if there's still more damage coming in his direction, I can just Frost Armor and Bellmend and then use his ultimate to stop enemies from doing damage for 2 seconds and then have them refocus onto the summoned units. Although it is thematic and it's probably cool, it doesn't fit whatsoever. This, well, boring but good. This, boring, good, you know. But this was amazing. This is an amazing ability, and I wish that the rest was kind of like this as well, but I suppose it's to be like, it's supposed to be a Blizzard-like, so you know, sure. About the Noth, well, the chain heal sure is useful. It's just it doesn't thematically fit with the name. In my opinion, that is. Oh, did I summon them? Oh, I did. Okay. I don't recall doing so, but if I did, I did. Oh, no. Look at all the dead banshees. Deja vu? Hey, actually. Fuck him. I like the idea of, you know, the subtle improvements. Because at first I thought it was just gonna be the regular... Oh, hold up. I thought it was gonna be just regular units for the whole length of the campaign. Which probably still is gonna be the case, but at least you do get some new things. In the form of these upgrades, which are... Except for the skeletons, which I think could be exploited with mass Meat Wagon and Necromancer, but as said, AI tends to have a lot of this spell, so maybe not. But anyway, that's a segue. You know, apart from that skeleton upgrade, they're balanced upgrades which don't give you too much of an edge. They just give you some new ability, some new effect for your units. And it's just good. That's how I think upgrades should be done. Sorry, custom upgrades. Custom upgrades. Shouldn't be crazy out of the window unless that's what you're going for. If you want it to be fun, I think something like this, which is balanced, but if used properly can be good, and if used improperly it's mediocre. After all, it's an upgrade which you spend only like between 100 and 300 resources, realistically, in any project. And I think that's just what it should be like. Of course, if you want to go for expensive upgrades, I don't have much knowledge in that area, because very rarely, if ever, do I encounter expensive upgrades in custom projects. And if, then it's very clear what the creator wants to do. But in here they just added, you know, as something new. I like it. I like these. I expected the humans to put up more of a fight, though. Oh, they healed up already? Nice. But then again, I'm not gonna complain, because I want to record a... Oh yeah, let's bring the ships in. I want to record a Malfurion's quest as well. And I have a test tomorrow. Repeat of the intro to phonetics. But I think this time I understand it a lot more than last time. Than last semester. And I think I'm gonna pass it. Now then, the only real question... the only real questions that remain will be whether I'll pass the final test of Intro to Phonetics, because I couldn't take that last semester, because initially we were told we would be able to take that. No, there's actually 2 final tests. I couldn't take either of them, and I thought I could at least one, because that's what we were told by the teacher, but he then said that we can't because, you know, we just can't because we didn't pass the midterm test. So, you know, that wasn't all that great of a message to hear. And also whether I'll... This is gonna wreak havoc. And also, there's one other subject which I need to pass, because I've had it once already. Because I'm repeating subjects this semester. Some, not all, just 2, because the rest had full capacity. By the time I found out, because there were issues with the second start of my semester. But regardless, I'm repeating subjects, it's not all that much fun, and if I fail them, that's it. I have to start the first year from scratch.
I must obey.
So, you know, that's fun. There might be something in these, actually. Hey, speaking of which,
Finally.
I'm gonna leave the humans be for now.
What
I'm just
must I
gonna...
do?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna... re-attack from the shore. Oh yeah, get boned. See how powerful this is? It lasts for so long that even after I leave, it's still gonna be able to suppress any military activity on the enemy's behalf. Oh, did I say any? I meant to say fuck you. Oh, he tried to get to that meat wagon, but the A-bombs, they did their work pretty well. Look at this. And I don't even have the extra attack speed upgrade. Not even free. It's just so crazy. This could, for sure, the Nerubian elites, if you don't mind me calling them that way, they're very... The gate is just so crazy. But then again, if you look at what a footman is versus a skeleton is basically a footman. It does, except it does more damage and has less health. So this is like, what, 7 footmen versus 1. So I shouldn't be surprised there, but still, it's like so very powerful of an ultimate, but so boring. I did get a giggle out of it, a chuckle, because of how powerful in action it is, and I suspected it would be, but it's just, you know, the regular vanilla Raise Dead would probably be even more boring. That's why I proposed a different idea for an ultimate. Now that I think of it, it probably wouldn't even have to be a Raise Dead. Just something that we haven't seen yet. Something that perhaps is implied by what Arthas does, but never really wasn't really used ever by Blizzard. See, I don't need to dig him away. I was thinking of it this one time because there was so much damage coming in from the dwarf, but other than the dwarf, there's not really any resistance. I think maybe the humans and the undead were missing some sort of extra unit which excels at dealing damage. Because with all these effects that trigger on a unit's death, or necromancers and their skeletons, I think the humans could have used like a unit which does extra range damage.
What must I do?
Because I'm just stomping them. I've been completely ignoring my economy ever since I departed to attack, and I took out 4 bases, no problem. Well, 4 bases and the pairs of those, you know, 2 and 2 for sharing supply limit, but they had frost worms, and I didn't have a web research. They had, what was that? The other unit, which was like a frost worm, had 800 health and did massive damage, single target damage, piercing, may I add, which isn't all that bad against heavy, and still, you know, that aside, I know I have 4 heroes, incredibly powerful, but I think this could have been a bit more difficult. I think there is, isn't there? I think there is a hard difficulty. Wait, is there? I think there isn't a difficulty in this campaign, is there? It's all like universally set to be of this difficulty, I think. Oh my god. I'll never understand why do these get wrecked so hard and so easily. Why give them light armor? Giving them any other type of armor probably would have drawn out naval fights, but this is a fucking ship. Why do arrows destroy it so much? You know, granted, those are not arrows, those are ballista shots, and that I can understand, but it's not like a ship would be that much cheaper than a guard tower, which also has more health. Would win a 1v1 against a frigate. I think even without the masonry upgrades. And never mind, that's concerning Blizzard's design philosophy and balance. Besides, ships never get used in melee, do they? Unlike in Warcraft 2, where I think in PvP ships got used, didn't they?
Tread lightly. No one orders me.
Anyway, about like it balance-wise, it's getting better.
At last.
No.
Speak.
Balance-wise, it's getting better. There are not absurd difficulty spikes
As the shadow
like in the first two
tread
projects.
lightly.
It's overall more Blizzard-like-ish, although still the story that's going on is standing out, and it's a bit odd because I think that's partially due to the translation. I've talked about it a number of times, and partially due to the nature of the story. You know, like, I don't know how you, but even though when I comment, like add my commentary and try to think outside the box and try to predict the story, I think I may have forgotten an item or two. Even though I try to predict the story and think outside the box, I still try to get myself somehow immersed in what I'm playing. And when there was the talk between Arthas and Nov about expectations / predictions or whatever it was, that kind of threw me off because I know that I sometimes say, and I think I know people that say / you know, like regularly in conversation, something / something, but in here it really threw me off. The same mistake I will not make. Was it Sylvanas talking? Who raised her as undead in this? It wasn't Arthas. If it was, then I would imagine that it will probably be Arthas thinking to himself, I'm not gonna raise her from dead again, although she was already once killed. Alright, so that's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next. Well, probably, but the next one will be from Alfurian's quest, I think. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one.